available. Another home run by Arozarena, and Snell is mowing him down. Blake Snell will not face top of the order third time around.
It's Dodger time.
Line, a fair ball down the third base line. Picks away to his left. In to score is Barnes. Not in time. Dodgers lead 2-1. Betts hits one into the Rays bullpen. And it's strike three called. And the Los Angeles Dodgers have won the World Series.
They sure have. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into First Take. How about it? Must be nice, Jessica Mendoza, to be an LA sports fan, an LA native. Their second championship in the month of October. The Dodgers' first title in 32 years, getting it done in 6 games. Stephen A., I'm going to start with you here. Obviously, we are going to get to Justin Turner, the positive COVID test, and the repercussions from him coming back on the field. But outside of that, what was the biggest storyline from this win, Game 6?
Well, first of all, before I say that, I just want to extend my happiness to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Tinseltown is now Titletown. The basketball team are the NBA champions. The baseball team are World Series champions. Major props to them. My man, Irvin Magic Johnson, who I called last night. I'm so happy for him and the rest of the Dodgers organization. And I'm happy for Kershaw, too. I'll leave a lot of that to Max. Having said all of that, let me say this. I'm not going to say it's the worst decision in World Series history for Kevin Cash to take out Blake Snell, but I got to say this to you. I don't know of one worse. I remember when Dusty Baker took out or that kid Ortiz, if I remember correctly, Max, in Game 6 of the World Series with Barry Bonds and the Giants up 5-0, about to win the chip, and Dusty Baker made that mistake. And I love me some Dusty Baker. I remember something like that. But this was such a horrendous decision that even on a day where we clearly need to celebrate the Dodgers, we can't ignore what we witnessed. Blake Snell looked like the Cy Young Award winner from 2018. He had thrown 73 pitches, 48 were strikes, 18 batters he faced. He struck out 9 of them.
100 miles an hour.
100 miles an hour, 95 miles. I mean, he was doing it. He was dealing. And you take him out because of analytics? I told you about them damn analytics. And let me tell you something
I can't believe you said that.
We'll go. Listen. I'm not going to take up too much time because I know we got all day to talk about this, because I'm telling you, it was just some inexcusable stuff. I don't give a damn what the analytics say. This dude is dealing. You got 2 eyes. You got any kind of vision. You do not pull that dude. And you could see how it just deflated the Tampa Bay Rays, because Mookie Betts smiled at Dave Roberts. He was happy that Blake Snell left. And as a result, what's the first thing he does? He smacks a double, okay? And then you could just see the life just get zapped right out of the Tampa Bay Rays. It was an inexcusable decision. There is no excuse. I don't give a damn what analytics say. I don't give a damn what numbers say. This is why you got to have basketball people, baseball people, football people. So mistakes like this can't be made. You got 2 eyes for a reason. Can't just read a chart.
Right, you know what?
And go.
You know what?
I'm giving it to you. Hold on. Because in the end, what it comes down to is that is what happened. Because you can sit up there and make a legitimate argument that if Snell was still pitching, they'd have won this game. And listen, you might have been thinking about, oh, you know what? He's facing the top of the lineup. Or I might need him for an inning or 2 in Game 7. You got to get through Game 6. Cash blew it. And that's a damn shame. I'll leave it to y'all.
First of all, let me just start with the analytics thing. That's an absurd point. I can't believe you made a point that ridiculous on national TV.
Yes, I can't believe you're trying to defend it.
That's unbelievable.
It's embarrassing.
So let me get this straight. Analytics are supposed to be infallible? No decision is infallible, right? What they do is they help you make better decisions. That doesn't mean that they always turn out to be the right one. Sometimes you can play the analytics and lose. Matter of fact, if analytics, let's say, make you 70% of the time correct, instead of just 50-50, that means a third of the time you're going to be wrong.
I'm not interjecting your point. I just want you to save it, because that's me and you.
Yeah.
Well, I'll get you later on that point. Let's go.
That's absurd.
Let's go.
That's the first thing. The second thing is, forget about analytics, okay? I can justify, I thought it was the wrong decision when he made the move. I thought, no, this dude is dealing, leave him in. But I can absolutely justify the call. First of all, let's talk about Kershaw, the game before. The very previous game, Kershaw was yanked 5 2/3. Everyone's like, oh, you sure you want to take Kershaw out now? And it worked. So Dave Roberts is World Series champion manager, and we love him. If it didn't work, why did he take Kershaw out? Those are the tough.
You just lied to the American public, but I'll get you later.
Those are the tough decisions. Now, why would you take Snell out? He hasn't gone 6 innings in forever, right? Coming off the arthroscopic surgery. Why would you take Snell out in a one-run game when the lineup's seen him twice and a guy just, is in scoring position off him? You're thinking to yourself, I think I like my chances better with fresh arms out of the bullpen, especially if you have a live arm that the lineup hasn't seen yet. I wouldn't have made the decision. We agree about that. But I can't say it's the most indefensible decision I've ever seen. It was clearly the story of the game. That and the fact that the Dodgers win for the first time in 32 years. I'll save my Kershaw stuff for later. Go ahead, Jessica.
Well, and think of all the great World Series moments that we've had. Think of the Madison Bumgarner type moments that honestly I don't think happen if analytics play the number one role for why you do things. I mean, that's the World Series. I mean, look at Randy Arozarena. Is he going to be a Hall of Famer? Probably not, but he's hit 10 home runs. He's been ridiculous because that's what the World Series does to people. They go to a next level, and that was Blake Snell. And I get the numbers, everything that you've seen about him. And I understand, honestly, that is a huge part of this game. But I think back, okay, I'm going to take you back to 2017. Stephen A., you were asking, when was the last time a bad call like this happened? It was actually the Dodgers against the Astros when Doc Roberts pulled Rich Hill for Kenta Maeda, and it ended up being a horrific decision. Why? Because Rich Hill was dealing. They put in Kenta Maeda, and the Astros just start crushing him. They end up losing the World Series. Everyone wants Dave Roberts to be fired. I completely agree. I mean, Blake Snell was on another level. This is the best offense in all of baseball. They were missing the ball by about this much. Mookie Betts, Corey Seager, Cody Bellinger, I don't care who you run up there. They were not going to hit the fastball. They weren't going to touch the slider. And that curveball was stupid good. Justin Turner had a strikeout that bounced twice in the dirt. They don't even chase, and they did against this guy. So clearly that's it. But we've seen teams have to evolve and learn. I feel like Dave Roberts has had to learn that lesson because he's lost 2 World Series in the past because he's yanked guys too early based on just the numbers.
Yeah, but that's a straw man. The just the numbers thing is a straw man.
See, here's my point. First of all, don't bring up Kershaw. Excuse me, and I know we're going to get into Kershaw later in terms of his performance. But I'm saying don't bring up Kershaw as that example because we all know it wasn't just about analytics. It was about the fact that Kershaw had a history that you have documented as much.
That is analytics.
Listen, no. I'm saying it's fact, though, Max.
That's what analytics are.
No, it's not. No, not always. Not always, Max. Not always. In other words, you're playing the numbers, but in the case of Kershaw, you're not just talking about numbers. You're talking about reality. You've seen him fold in situations at times in the past. Not all the time, but there were times when you talked about how he's the greatest, might be the greatest pitcher ever in the regular season, but in the postseason he folded. So I'm saying psychologically that might play a factor into the manager's decision. But let me get back to the other part about Snell. This is the thing that really, really drives me crazy. I'm like, and this is why I can't, as much as I love baseball,